Hello, it's Sunday, March 12th, 2023. You can see we had probably 6 inches of snow or so the other night, Friday. It was Friday. Yeah, as strange as it is, mid-March, usually it snows light and it goes away within a day because it warms up, but it has a feeling that this snow is going to be here at least a week, if not more. I don't know. Even though it's springtime, this feels like a winter snow covering. I bring that up only for the point that I wasn't going to let this just like melt like today. I was going to let it melt on Saturday. It didn't. I was going to let it melt Sunday. Today's Sunday. It's not melting today. And it doesn't feel like it's going to melt tomorrow. So I'm gonna take the snow shovel and shovel all this off so that I can start sawing some more of my logs. Yeah, you know, that was frozen this morning, so it's up above freezing enough that that's wet, but the snow just isn't melting. All right, we got it shoveled off. I don't know, it's because I'm getting older, or because of barometric pressure, because of my pacemaker, but yeah, shoveling snow, even though I go at a reasonable pace here, I'm not anything like my younger days, but definitely get winded easier. So, those logs are too long, which they're longer than 11 foot, so the question is, do I bring them over with the log dolly here, put them up, and then cut them here, or do you cut them over there? And I think just because we've been working on our method to get logs up on bigger logs, I will bring them over long intact to work on that process. So let me get snow knocked off of those things and drag it over and see what we get. All right, let's check this out. So we brought this log over on the log dolly. It was over there, roll it on the ground, roll it to the ground, brought the log dolly, brought it over here, put this end down, and actually the butt end kicked up. Usually it's the front end. So we'll work with the back end. And what we've done over here, from last time, we put the plank on the rail, and it took a bit to get it up and over those. So we put a 2x6 and we put the plank on top of this so that it'll get over this hump here, which is before I had to use a PV to roll it up and over. So it seems like 2x6 with the plank on top, fit right underneath, and to our stack over here. Here we go. We got the dolly to jack this up. It was enough to get our plank underneath. And on this side we also put down a 2x4 and let the rest of the plank on top. And we have our setup on this side. We have our setup on this side here. We're going to pull the trolley dolly out, trolley jack, and try to roll that board, the log right up on there. I'll have to cut it once it gets up. We have put the 2 log dogs vertical so that as it rolls, it won't roll off the backside. That's always one of those unpleasant things. Here we go. Log is up. Note to self, remember to put those log dogs up, because I pointing to the log dog, because this thing would have rolled right off the other side. Remember to leave our blocks here so it doesn't roll backwards. And you can see on this one, the plank is actually shifted off of that when I was pushing it up here. And it still took a fair bit of rolling power. I was able to do it without a PV, but it was that last little bit just to get it up and drop over was I don't know if I could do a bigger one by hand. I'd probably have to use a peavey, but it did work. It went up pretty easy. The log dogs stopped it, and now let's find a good spot to cut and go with the chainsaw. Alright, so we can see this is the last bunk or crossbar. I guess they're called bunks. You can see the log is past it, so there's no way that I'll be able to cut on that end. And this end over here, you can tell is right up to the saw blade just about. So too long, over 11 foot, we're going to have to cut it. And someone did comment in about what type of tree the other one was, and he could say by the bark he thought it was popular, and all blessings to him, more than I know. Well, let's just take a look at this bark here, because I think this is a different tree. My guess is that this is an ash tree from the bark and lack of bark, because the emerald ash borer came in and killed it, and that kind of what all the other ash trees look like, chunks of bark missing everywhere. But if anyone else has insight as to how to identify the tree species, I think that's what it's called, when it's dead and cut, like there's no leaves on it, you can't see the crown of the tree. Gentleman also suggests you could tell by this the smell of the cut what type of species it is, and my nose is not calibrated yet, but my wife's is. She brought some wood in the one day. She goes, "Whew, what smells like puke in here?" And I think it's the wood. She goes, "Get it out of here." So I just saw it doesn't smell like pine. Like I know what pine smells like when you cut it, because I do a lot of carpentry work, making shelves and stuff like that, just around the house and for friends and family. And we've saw quite a bit of ash, but not too much popular or other stuff. So yeah, if you have an insight, put it in the comments. Okay, we got it down to a cant. It looks like it's narrower this way, wider this way, so I'm probably going to tip it to get a wider board for the boardwalk. I'm only going to cut 1-inch thick slabs, so I think that's what we're going to set up and cut some planks and pile them over here. That's the other half of the log that we cut. Let's have a look here. So take a look at this board. See how this one is got a edge taper to it. That's because I flipped this cant end to end. I flipped this end was actually down there, but I flipped it over here and turned it around because I was having trouble getting the log dog to sit on this side, because it's like tapered the wrong way, so the log dog keeps sliding off. I need a straight edge, so I needed that side which had a straight edge, and I wanted to keep cutting on this side instead of rolling it, because this side isn't as wide. So I was trying to get enough good board out of it, but it wound up with a taper, and for some reason it's not a full inch. But so this is what I got left on that one. So that's probably like a what do you say, like 1.5 inches probably, maybe a little higher than that. But let's take a look at now. I thought that this was an ash, so let's take a look if people agree at the grain. That's looking pretty, those are pretty nice boards. So let me know if you think it's ash. We got some discoloration in here, that's interesting. Yeah. They look good to me. They don't smell like pine, so I'm thinking they're probably ash. Let me know. Okay, we cut up that second half of the log, and these are the planks we got out of it. So those are probably maybe 7 or 8 inches. Nominally 1. That one's a little bit thicker. The one below it is a little bit thinner, just because I was trying not to hit the log rest down there. It gets kind of dicey. I don't like to damage blades, but They look like nice boards. Now the way the blade was going through, it was cutting, but it was going slow, so I would say it's a pretty hard one. My feeling is it's probably ash, because unless the saw blade's dull, which might be, but I haven't cut that much with it, and I didn't hit anything. And I don't really see any lines per se. Usually when I ding up a tooth or two, you'll see crosses every time that ding cuts across the board. But I don't think any of the teeth are bent up. So I don't know, it might just be a hard board. We have this one over here. And this one probably looks similar to the, more of the one that we cut the other day, which someone indicated they thought was popular. So this one could be popular. Definitely looks different than the one we cut today. So we'll cut this one, see if the saw takes a while to get through, then maybe we need to change the blade. All right, we got to clean up. Time changed, so it's getting close to 6, but it's kind of still sunny out.